Hi and welcome to the Foxweave demos. So with the Salesforce integration in Foxweave, you can do a couple of things. We've shown before how you can output objects to Salesforce. So when a pipeline is triggered, one of the things you can do is write objects out to Salesforce. But also you can trigger a pipeline based on events in Salesforce. So for example, if an object is created in Salesforce, we can receive an event from Salesforce to trigger the execution of a pipeline. And in this screencast, that's what we're going to show. What we're going to do is trigger on the creation of a lead in Salesforce, and from that we're going to create an email and send it to the new lead. So what we're going to do actually is build on an earlier example that we created. So in the earlier example we have a Wufoo form. So when a user adds an entry in the Wufoo form, we create a lead out on Salesforce. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to create another pipeline that triggers on the creation of that lead and sends an email through SendGrid. So we're going to add it to the same application. So the application is going to have two pipelines. So we just add a new pipeline, and the input is going to be Salesforce and the output is going to be SendGrid. So you can also use Gmail there. So that adds the components to the pipeline. Select the Salesforce account. That pulls in the objects from Salesforce. Select leads, and we're going to trigger on the creation of a lead. And from that, we're going to send an email through SendGrid. So you can configure SendGrid accounts as well, but you can add accounts there. But we've already created one here. So we've got our Acme accounts. And we're going to use the field, the email field from Salesforce. So as you can see here, it pulls in the objects from the input, or the fields from the input. So we can select the field we want to use. So we're going to take the email from the Salesforce lead, and we're going to create an email. Welcome to the Acme service. Okay, and then we're going to add some content. So in here we just put in some HTML. And we have code completion in here as well, so we can select the field from the Salesforce lead. So hi and the first name. Now we've got this. Now that's the basic bones of the email. We want to, at the top we want to just put in the logo for Acme. So we just add that at the top here, and we can preview the email so we can see what the email basically will look like. Okay, and let's rename the pipeline as well. So now this integration, this lead syncs app has two pipelines on it. Okay, so let's deploy that now. So obviously by default you can just deploy the Foxweave, you don't need any additional configurations, but I want to deploy this app to my CloudBees account. So I've configured my Foxweave account with my CloudBees detail, and just deploy. So my pipeline is, or my application is deployed now with the two pipelines in it. So let's go over to Wufoo here now and test it. So bring up the form, use my email address. So before submitting, let's recap what's going to happen. So we've got the two pipelines. The first pipeline is going to be triggered when the Wufoo form is submitted. Foxweave will receive a notification of the form submission and will generate a lead in Salesforce. The generation of the lead in Salesforce will trigger the second pipeline, which will send an email through SendGrid, and the email is going to be sent to my tfenley@foxweave.com. Okay, so let's hit submit there now. So that's submitted the form to Wufoo. Wufoo will then trigger the first pipeline in Foxweave, which will create the lead in Salesforce, which should trigger the second pipeline in Foxweave and send the email to through SendGrid. You can see the lead is created there in Salesforce. And here's the email now from, there we go. Hi Tom, so it subbed in the name and it sent it to my email address, and you can see here that it came via SendGrid. And that's it. Thank you.